fashion industry?
Right, it was kind of a fluke. I was always quite good at drawing and painting. When I was in high school, I started doing fine arts at university for a short time. Dropped out of that, became a tow truck driver for a little while. Didn't really know what to do with my life, and then entered into fashion school like in the year 2000, the year 1999, I think,
Right.
and started up that way. So.
Cool. So, Daniel, did you always know you wanted to work in fashion? Was there something in your childhood that you had a bit of a spark going on, and then you sort of?
I think it could be genetic. I come from like a long line of family members that were tailors and dressmakers.
Wow.
So it was something that, but it sort of missed my mum's generation, you know. So it was my grandmother and her sisters and my uncles that were all, into fashion, and they used to create beautiful garments back in Jerusalem, and that's where they were from, for royalty and various types of people, and I guess when I was young, I used to see my grandmother sewing and stuff, but never really thought of it. No one ever really tells a guy who goes to a private boys' school in the North Shore to pick up like the needle and thread. You're more inclined to pay rugby. You know? And I really care about the clothes. You know, like I create it myself. You know, sort of the calico here, or it's all just hand draped, and it's sometimes the inspiration comes. Not at all, sometimes from feel, and sometimes it comes sporadically. You know, you just come back into the studio and then they can create 3 or 4 or 5 garments. Then I wouldn't see those garments again for weeks. You know, like
it's like artwork in a sense. You'll do maybe you'll just have a total creative spurt where you just do a whole body of work, and then you look at it 3 weeks later and you start to tweak it.
Exactly.
Add more or take away.
Exactly.
I think it's the same concept.
And I guess I do approach it more from an artistic point of view, you know. I think what would really look interesting, and to commercialise it, I guess the newest questions I've been asking myself this season was like, what does a cool chick wear that's cool but interesting, you know?
Exactly.
How would a cool chick wear that's ensemble, that's styled, you know? And that's the beauty of fashion as well, is it's learning.
And it's adapting as well, I think. And fashion is always evolving, yet we always take from the past. We always create something new.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's something that inspires every woman and man. Oh, menswear. What about menswear?
Yeah, I've actually started something for autumn winter.
Great.
Which is really cool and exciting. And we're going to sort of launch that in October.
Great.
Small little menswear capsule.
Great.
Doing.
And you do tailoring?
It'll be a good mix of, the collection is a Sherlock Holmes inspired collection.
Very cool.
So, and it will have this sort of old world heritage, but I want to sort of vamp it up and make it cool, maybe give it like a rocker-bikey twist to it, which would be...
Very cool. The hat's on again, the helmet's on again.
Yeah, how
are the helmets going?
Yeah, the helmets...
Were they custom made?
Well, yeah, no, they came from Momo Design in Milan. And they were really supportive, you know. Back in November, I knew I wanted to do a collection that was futuristic inspired. And I was searching out for helmets, and I didn't know where to go. And then 2 weeks before my show, these guys sort of approached me and they go, "We're here, you need helmets, you know. We've got loads of
it."
So
perfect. That's really good.
So I just had the helmets used in the show, and they really worked with the collection, you know. It sort of gave it that really cool.
And we've got to our right, Sarah. Very exciting.
Yeah.
So what was the concept behind this?
The cube originally was, I guess, doing a fashion show, it's the epitome of a designer's form of expression, to parade and showcase their collections. And the cube was a bit about bringing the studio, where the clothes are created, to the actual space we did the show. So if you can see in the studio that's full of fluorescent lights, I try to sort of turn those, like my environment, bring it to the show, but have a futuristic twist to it.
I think it was really effective, and visually, you couldn't it was something that made it so different from the other shows where everyone was strutting down, and hair and makeup's fabulous, but to have something that was just visually, striking in the sky, really miss it.
It's sort of otherworldly. It was like the sun blaring down at you in another world.
No, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And that was the sort of concept behind that.
It's spring summer, so what's your plan? You've got bespoke,
Yes.
you're doing, which is great initiative.
Yes.
And moving forward to autumn, winter.
Yes.
What's the plan? What's the 5-year plan?
Oh, okay. Well, autumn, winter, we're releasing. The cube wasn't there for no insignificant reason.
Yeah.
There was a bit of an idea behind it. Autumn, winter, we'll be releasing Cube by Daniel Avakian. Which is a bit more, so there was a bit of a concept behind it, and I plan to do some really cool, like men's and ladies bomber jackets in London. We're getting made in Italy.
Oh wow!
And they're all happening as we speak, and it's sort of so autumn winter is going to be quite small. We'll have a sort of the direction there with the new concept, but intertwine it with that sort of rocker biker thing I was talking about, you know. So, yeah, it's going to be a small capsule. It's going to be called Cube by Daniel Avakian, but still have some elements of avant-garde pieces in there, so to hold off the signature. So
great. And so, who's your inspiration?
Yeah.
Do you have a designer, or is it a businesswoman or businessman, or is there anyone that strikes you?
I mean, I think, you know, when the doors are closed and you're in here on your own, you look up to sort of the great designers and saw what they did. Like, I've always been a fan of Yves Saint Laurent, and you know, the theatrics of people like Terry Mugler, do you know? And I think as designers they'd stuck up, but you know, as artists, I like, you know, I like the urban cool about Jean-Michel Basquiat, or do you know? And, you know, and then I think these sorts of people definitely influence my perspective on fashion and, you know, and art.
Definitely.
You know, the eccentricity of Lee Bowery, for instance. I think. You know, so
I think it's really important to draw back to artists, to designers, and whether you're a designer or a buyer, you've always got something in the back of your mind that, as you said, when the doors are closed, something makes you tick and drives you.
Yeah.
And you can always. I was at Picasso last week.
Yeah.
I could have spent all year there.
Yeah.
I swear they could have locked me there and been so happy. Would you describe Daniel Avakian?
All right. I think sophisticated, structured, quirky.
Great.
Yeah.